Hiya, time for another garden update. It's now the end of June, so I had a little bit of time for some things to start growing, so let's have a look at how things are going in the garden. So we'll start in the summer house, and here we're just drying out some garlic. So we cropped that just a few days ago. We've got about 10 or 12 bulbs, and that's just drying out, and then we can store that through into autumn and the start of winter. And we'll be using that. As we come outside, the patio's still a bit of a staging area for lots of different plants. We've got some various things still waiting to get planted out into some beds. Yeah, I'll take a little bit of a step back. So this bed we've been putting some more things into, and we've got some more bedding plants starting up. These things are rudbeckias, and there's one here just opening. We've also got some dahlias growing at the back that we've planted out. This one is just opening up, so hopefully some more will start to do that. These ones were grown from seed, so they'll probably be a bit smaller this year. But in general, this bed is filling out quite nicely. A lot of it's flowered already, so it's now going into its kind of growing stage and putting on quite a lot of foliage. Coming round to this veg bed, got a few radishes that have got out of control and have bolted, and same with this lettuce over here, so I'm going to need to pull some of that stuff out. We've got some rocket that we've planted here, which is growing. We used to have a big rocket plant, but that's died away, so we planted some from seed. Got some carrots and some parsnips here, a bit hard to tell. This little strip here is all beetroot. So one big one at the back that's doing quite well, and these ones we grew from some plugs and planted them in. And I've just put some herbs in here, so we've got basil, coriander and parsley at the front. Got some sweet peas. We've got some black currants that we need to start cropping. So we've got some growing along these edges, but there's quite a few black currants for us to go out and get. Maybe we'll make some jam. Around this side, a few more sweet peas. This one keeps falling over, so it's a little bit battered, but they're just on the edge now. We'll probably collect some of the seeds out of them. We've let some go into seed pods, so we'll collect those and we can use those next year. Behind this bed is the row of tomatoes, and at this end some sweet corn. So we didn't get as much sweet corn to grow as we wanted. We've got a couple in each pot, so hopefully those will grow and support each other. They need to cross-pollinate as well. We've got tomatoes, so we've got 4 bags of tomatoes, 3 plants in each. These ones, I think somewhere the other day I saw an actual tomato as well. Not exactly sure where it is. Somewhere in here, hiding away. So yeah, oh there he is. Right in there. So our first tomato is growing, and then this last one at the end, which is growing quite well. This is all tomatillos, which are like green tomatoes. We've got in this bed our red onions, which are all looking pretty good. I don't know if we can see, but down here actually looks a bit like some onions as well. This middle bit, which looks like spindly onions, these are leeks. These are obviously they'll mature around about October, November, and maybe even stay in over winter. Got a row of turnips and a row of spinach, and we just keep coming out and chopping some spinach and then cooking with that. Got another row here of, these are quite small at the moment, but these are parsnips, and then carrots, and then more beetroot. So these have come on really well. We had real trouble getting them to germinate in the other bed, but in this bed they're doing really well. Behind, got 3 pots of potatoes. This one on the end looks like it's dying away, so it might be ready to crop those soon. Ooh, and there's a courgette plant back there with a bee just going in and helping to pollinate, so that's good. And then we're at squashes and courgettes all along here, so they kind of get progressively more impressive. So this one's quite small, bit bigger still, and then this one has made it all the way up to here, so it's already about 6 foot tall. And I'm hoping that this is going to be the first fruit. Maybe looks a little yellow, not too sure, so we'll see if that turns into a fruit. and then it turns into more flowers for the rest. So lots of dahlias all along here growing. These ones have all grown from tuber, so we'll have to pot those up soon. They're probably just getting about big enough for their pot, so we'll probably repot those. I'm not sure if this was here before. I spread out all the jasmine, so I put some wire on the fence and untangled it all, and so that's starting to fill out the fence a bit more, and there's a little bit of clematis on this side. And then we've got some rosemary, which probably needs to be cut back to help it out a bit. Clematis along here, living wall, eucalyptus, this nice pot which we got ages ago and which just keeps flourishing, and then some of these pots we started to do a little bit more with as well. So we've planted out some like lobelias and petunias and fuchsias and various different things into these, and those are all looking quite nice as well. Oh, geraniums as well. This one's just starting to put some flowers out maybe soon. But yeah, so those are looking a bit nicer now. And our rose, we've got a rose here, needs a little bit of deadheading, but it's putting out lots of lovely flowers at the moment. So yeah, so that's the garden update. There's Frank just chilling in the middle of the garden, being surprisingly calm for Frank. But here he is. There you go, there's Frank. Alright. Cool, well I think that's a pretty good update on the back garden. A lot of the veg has clearly moved on quite a lot, I think, since the last video. So hopefully we'll get a good crop and a good harvest this year. Cool, bye!